get started on this case.
Okay. Did you guys get the video from the cinema?
Yes. Yeah, we got video and we've watched. I mean, there's a guy right now actively. We're pulling cameras after camera throughout the city. The only unfortunate thing is we can't positively identify the shooter's face.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? What's going on? We back with another banger. Yes, sir. In today's video, we got killer thinks he got away, doesn't realize CCTV caught him. Damn, I'm telling y'all, bro. 2026, we're in 2026. We're recording this in January 1st on the new year of 2026. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're trying to see where we take this channel this year of 2026. So join the family. It'd be so much appreciated. That being said, bro, like I said, we're in the new year. Cameras are only going to get better, only going to get placed more and more around the city and more around the world. Bro, it's harder and harder to do crime and get away with it. Like, there's so many footprints over the internet, over the cameras. Like, bro, come on now. Like, you got to be damn near a ghost or a mastermind to get away with shit nowadays, bro. Come on now, you gonna get caught. Let's get it.
18th, 2024, just before midnight. Officers with the Grand Rapids Police Department rushed to a downtown alleyway after receiving reports that somebody had been shot.
911, where's your emergency?
I just heard some gunshots and there seems to be a person on the ground not responding.
Oh no.
No!
How you gonna tell him to get back and you slowly walking
You need
up
to
forward?
move right now. That's my
It's a crime scene.
That's
You
my
should be running.
sister. Please let me go.
The officers began CPR, fighting to save the victim's life, but it quickly became clear that they were too late.
Victim appears to be beyond medical help here. Step by.
It wasn't long before EMS arrived and confirmed what the officers had feared. The victim, 15-year-old Lakeisha Williams, had succumbed to her injuries.
What was TOD? Like 348?
15?
It is a female, Lakeisha.
The police quickly secured the crime scene and immediately began their investigation.
Is there casings over there? Do you guys know anything about what happened?
Parents, if your child plays
15? What is
Roblox,
your
listen
15-year-old
up. You
sister
could
getting
qualify
herself
for up to
into?
$300,000.
That's your sister.
That's my blood sister. I don't know nothing. I just got here.
But if the shots came from in here, we're gonna have to walk this.
They were able to obtain surveillance footage from the area, and the moments leading up to the shooting were caught on camera. Right around the corner from the alleyway, 5 kids can be seen riding around on scooters at around 11:30 p.m. One of these kids was Lakeisha. Her brother, the one in the orange shirt, was leading the way as the group turned into the alley. When he reached the end of the alley, he looked to his right and saw a mysterious group walking towards him. He immediately pulled a U-turn, as if he was trying to avoid them. When the group reached the intersection, one of the members looked down the alleyway, drew a handgun from his waistband, and shot 4 times. One of those bullets struck Lakeisha in the back of the head. Both groups seemed caught off guard and scattered in different directions. Since the shooter had his face covered, the police were unable to get a positive ID. So, when Detective Brandon Romero was put on the case, his main objective was to hunt down the witnesses who were at the scene, and hopefully they could identify the shooter. In the meantime, the dispatcher shared a general description of the shooter to all units.
Suspect information is a black male with a hoodie, black and white sweatpants, and dreads. That's all we have at this point.
Word quickly spread throughout the
white
community
ski
of
mask?
Lakeisha's death, and her friends and family began showing up at the scene, looking for answers as to who did this.
Hey, I got her.
Since the police didn't have much information at this point, they asked Lakeisha's family to visit the station the next morning.
I can tell you guys personally that we have a really good start on this case.
Okay. Did you guys get the video from the cinema?
Yes. Yeah, we got video and we've watched. I mean, there's a guy right now actively. We're pulling cameras after camera throughout the city. The only unfortunate thing is we can't positively identify the shooter's face.
If they ain't gonna talk,
Well,
there ain't nothing we can do.
we understand that there's going to be juvenile, young little kids that ain't going to want to talk to us as this moves forward. But at the end of the day, we'll get there.
Okay.
Trust me, we'll get there.
The family had
Who
important
said,
information
"Trust
to
me, we'll
share
get
with the
there"?
detectives. They had reason to believe that Lakaja wasn't the intended target of the shooting. Instead, it was more likely that one of Lakaja's friends had angered a local gang member after a fight that had recently taken place. Unfortunately, they had no idea who was involved in the fight.
Do you have any idea when this fight was?
That was a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago?
Although this information was useful, the detectives explained that speculation alone wasn't going to bring justice to Lakaja's killer.
Biggest and most important thing out of this whole thing is we have to work backwards, identify the people that she's with.
We gotta be able to prove stuff. It's great being able to have you guys pass on information, but that's called hearsay from the court side. You can't go up on the stand and testify to that.
Right.
We have to hear it from the people that actually saw it.
So moving forward, if anything else comes up, names, please just call us. Or if you're able to talk to any of them that you know are there now for sure, and they're willing to talk to us, because at the end of the day, we got to piece this together.
She was gonna be somebody. She was gonna go to the NBA. It was not a shadow of a doubt in my mind.
I don't care what she had going on. What happened did not happen.
Yeah. I just want justice. At least I know that y'all are trying to figure out what's going on.
Trust me, we're doing it. I'm going on about 12 hours of sleep the last 3 days, so believe me, it's a priority. There's a lot of work being put into it.
Detective Romero spent the next 48 hours organizing all of the security footage gathered from around the city, and he managed to follow the shooter's movements throughout the night of the murder. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary as the shooter spent the night roaming the streets of downtown Grand Rapids. He picked up some friends along the way, and eventually it was the same group of people that were present during the shooting. Unfortunately, Detective Romero still couldn't identify who this suspect was because of the mask he wore all night. However, after the shooting, about 2.5 blocks away from the scene of the crime, he was finally captured walking down the sidewalk without a mask on. He eventually met back up with his friends, and they got in a car.
God is dumbass. Why would you take off your mask after you just did that? You openly shot in front of everybody to seem like the hardest motherfucker out. You feel me? In your group, like, oh yeah, I just did that. Whoop de whoop. I just killed somebody. Whoop de whoop. Nigga, you're about to go to jail for the rest of your fucking life. Do you think your friend's about to care and put money in your books? Do you think, like, they, oh, he was the hardest out, let's help him out? Nigga, they're about to forget about you in 2 weeks. Their life is about to go on. Life moves on. Like, what? Come on now. Yeah, they probably still with you because, nigga, you just shot. They probably low-key scared of your ass. You feel me? They don't know what you gonna do. They don't know if you gonna kill them too. So, yeah, they met up right back with you, probably saying and agreeing everything you saying the whole night. You feel me? Because they scared. These are little kids. The nigga... Bro... He shot at a 15-year-old girl. And that wasn't even the intended target. Bro was just shooting to shoot. And hit somebody innocent. Bro, come on. Do better, bro.
And drove away. Now that he had a better shot of the shooter's face, Detective Romero asked Lakaja's sister and one of her friends to come to the station for an interview, hopeful that they could put a name to the killer's face.
You guys know why you're here.
Yep.
Do you understand? Right. We are investigating what happened to your sister. What do you know about what happened?
I was at home. I was supposed to meet her downtown. But then, literally, like 30 minutes after they got downtown, I got a call, and then it was like, look, Kaji got shot. And I was like, what? By who?
Okay. I'm going to show you a video. I just want you guys to tell me who it is. Okay.
Yes, that's just like him. And why is he not? That's irritating. Very day.
18-year-old Josiah Pittman is a troubled teenager who also happens to attend the same high school as Lakaja and her siblings. He lives in a rough neighborhood in Grand Rapids where gun violence is common and death is frequent.
How do you know Josiah?
I knew him since I was in middle school. I'm telling you, that was every day. Yes, we had almost every single class together. Like,
oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
But we still like kept in touch. Like even after Lakaja died, I did text him and kept everything cordial. Like I didn't even know nothing. I just asked him on the phone like, "You killed Lakaja?" And he told me no. He lied. So, but I will go and identify that boy. I will go if he go to court for this. I'm gonna be at every single one. I don't care. And at least I'm gonna go knowing that I spoke up for Lakaja. And has he even been brought in?
Do you still have enough evidence right now?
Damn. They know, they said clear as day. You say, yeah, that's whoop-de-whoop.
Even though this
Crazy.
was a step in the right direction, they couldn't arrest Josiah until a witness that was actually at the crime scene could confirm that he was the shooter. The problem was that none of the witnesses were coming forward. So, on July 1st, 2024, the Grand Rapids Police Department released this surveillance footage on their social media. In the footage, Josiah's 5 friends can be seen, 4 males and 1 female. They appeared to be high school kids, possibly in their late teens. The same day they shared this clip, Police Chief Eric Winstrom held a press conference urging the community to help identify the people in the video.
When we lose a 15-year-old to gun violence in downtown Grand Rapids, that falls on the whole city. We have video evidence which shows that these 5 individuals were absolutely within feet of the murderer, saw what happened, saw who pulled the trigger, and they saw Lakeisha get killed. And we need to hear from them. We need to talk to them. And we need the adults in Grand Rapids, the parents, the teachers, to help us to identify these individuals, stand up, help us, and do the right thing.
Shortly after this press conference, the police department received a call from someone claiming to know one of the people in the surveillance footage. Thanks to the information the caller provided, Detective Romero was able to identify this girl. He was eager to interview her, so he went to the girl's house to speak with her mother.
I knew it.
Hello, how are ya?
Do you have a daughter by chance? Yeah. You can explain to her she's not a suspect. Okay. But it is very important that we talk to her, okay? Okay. Tell her, give me a call. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Take care.
Although the girl's mother seemed cooperative, 20 days passed with no word from the witness, and the investigators were beginning to lose their patience. Detective Romero decided to contact the witness's mother again, this time by phone, and he explained that there could be serious implications if her daughter didn't tell the police what she knew.
Detective Romero. Hey, how are you? Well, I can explain a lot of things to you that will probably ease your mind. There was a homicide that occurred down in the city of Grand Rapids, and I've identified your daughter as being one of the, I'm going to call her a witness because that's what she is. I can tell you this right now. She was within feet of the individual who fired the shots. And now, do I believe she knew that it was going to happen? I don't. And that's just based on body language, but she was with the suspect. She just needs to understand that I am investigating a violent crime. If you lie during a violent crime investigation, you can be charged with it. Okay. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
The wheels were now in motion, and it seemed like a witness interview was finally going to happen. But before the interview could take place, somebody called the police department reporting a stolen vehicle, a seemingly unrelated incident. It didn't take long for the officers patrolling the streets to track it down. They pulled the vehicle over, and as they approached it, 2 people hopped out and booked it.
They're bailing. Rosemary and Evergreen.
One of them was him. One of them was him doing some stupid shit. Nigga caught
The 2
a body and
suspects
was
were
trying to do some other
surrounded,
shit.
so they began cutting through random properties and hopping fences.
Stop! 2 northbound. 2 backyards.
The officers were right on their heels. Eventually, they were able to catch up to one of the perpetrators and tackle him to the ground.
It was him.
We're gonna take him on this. What's your name, man? Josiah. What's your last name, Josiah? What is
Yep, they got his ass.
The officer had no idea who Josiah Pittman was until he checked his record and discovered that he was the prime suspect in Lakeisha's murder.
Got his ass for doing a whole different crime. Damn. You
Josiah
really
was
fucked
closely
up your
monitored,
life.
while Detective Romero was informed that his murder suspect was in custody for an unrelated charge. Although this seemed like good news, they still hadn't sat down with the witness to confirm that Josiah was the shooter. So they decided not to mention the murder investigation. They charged him for stealing the car and fleeing from the police, and Josiah was released on bond. Soon after this incident, the detective was finally able to sit down with the witness. She believed the shooter was in the car with her on the night
Hold
of the
on. So in his head, he like, okay, bet. In his head, when he first got arrested, he pretty like, fuck, like, damn, they know I just killed this 15-year-old girl. You feel me? And then I'm about to get charged with this, stealing a car. Like, I'm done. He's sitting there like, fuck, like, you know? And then he realized, he see his charges, and he like, oh, they don't even know. They don't even know. Oh, bet I'm out on bond. He probably hella big-headed right now, not even knowing. They own his ass.
Murder, but she wasn't certain.
Okay, this guy, the guy that had a balaclava, a white balaclava.
She wasn't certain it was him.
Was he sitting in the front passenger seat
really
of the car?
trying not to snitch.
Where
She's
were you
scared,
sitting again?
I'm telling
I
you.
was in the very back.
She's scared.
Did you know anybody had any weapons inside the car? Did anybody talk about having any weapons? No. Okay. So just on this picture, I just want to make sure I'm clarifying. The guy that had a balaclava. Don't know his name,
she's scared.
but
This
front
little
seat
girl's scared for her
passenger.
life.
And you're certain that the other individuals that were in the car, you don't know them by any type of names. Okay.
Well, I didn't expect any of this to happen.
Right. Did he have this face mask on the entire time? No.
I don't think so.
So if you were to see a picture of him, would you be able to tell me that the person who's in the car? Okay. Okay, I'm going to show you the video here captured from the downtown area.
She's scared for her life. She thinks
I just want you to tell me if you
she
recognize the individual. It's only a 9-second clip, okay?
Just to do.
Can you be a travel
That's the
advisor
dude.
without
Look,
quitting
she
your
ain't trying
9
to say his
5?
name, but she's like, that's the
yes.
dude.
We're Fora, the modern travel.
I was in the passenger.
Okay.
The detective finally had what he needed for an arrest, a witness who confirmed that Josiah Pittman was the shooter. Investigators quickly tracked Josiah down to a residence in South Grand Rapids, and Detective Romero assembled a fleet of cruisers, a K-9 unit, and a SWAT team to execute his arrest. A drone was also deployed, so if anybody went in or out of the house, law enforcement would know. Suddenly, one of the units noticed somebody down the street that looked like Josiah.
That's one is walking southbound, all black with red shoes on. K9 and SRT want to make initial contact, please. Moving in.
The units surrounding the house stood by while the SWAT team moved in on Josiah.
Damn, this ain't got a SWAT team out for his ass.
However, it was a false alarm. The person they saw was just a random guy. So, the officers surrounding the residence were given the green light, and they ordered Josiah to come outside.
Josiah, we have a K-9 on scene. Do not attempt to flee. We're not here to hurt you. Do as you're told. You will not be harmed. Exit the front door with your hands up. Hands up, hands up. Put your hands on your head. Hands on your head. Put your hands right back up.
Josiah slowly exited the house, carefully following the SWAT team's demands.
Start walking towards us. Just listen to what we say. We got him.
He was put in handcuffs and placed into the back of a police cruiser.
Damn.
They transported him straight to the police station and brought him into the interrogation room for questioning.
You know exactly.
Do you have any idea why you're here? At all?
Yeah, you do.
I just want to bring your attention back to May 18th, and it's specifically in the downtown Grand Rapids area. Do you remember anything about being down there?
No.
No. Did you happen to hear about a 15-year-old girl being shot in the downtown area?
Yes.
You did see that?
What do you think should happen to the person that shot that girl? You don't know?
This entire incident was captured on camera. And I want to hear your side of the story as to what happened. I want to hear it from Josiah Pittman.
I don't recall.
You don't recall? Do you recall being there? Is it possible you were there? You were not down there? You don't know? This is your opportunity.
You don't know when you weren't there. How
Okay.
don't you know if you were there or not?
You don't remember?
You don't remember. He was
Detective
better off
Romero's
sticking off
emotions were
with,
already
I don't
running
know. I
high, with
wasn't there.
Lakaija's killer sitting right in front of him. And Josiah playing dumb was only making things worse. But the detective kept his cool and decided to confront him with screenshots of the surveillance footage.
I'm gonna show you a picture. Who's that?
So you're going to stick with a story that you know nothing about it, you were not down there, after I just showed you 6 pictures of you downtown Grand Rapids. That's your story. Hello? Yes or no? Thumbs up? Okay, yes. This is no longer juvenile stuff, buddy.
Do you know how severe this is?
Hey, he's 18. He getting charged with murder. He going straight to prison.
And you're okay with that?
He's like, I don't
You're
I
okay
don't
with
know.
eating a murder charge? All I can say is we have a 15-year-old girl now that's dead. I don't think she's the target. There's more to this story. This is why your opportunity right now to tell us the more of the story.
I don't got no story to tell.
Clearly, Josiah had no remorse for gunning down an innocent person. The detectives took his silence as their cue to end the interview. He was booked into the county jail, and the authorities held a press conference announcing his arrest.
Over this past weekend, the Grand Rapids Police have arrested Josiah Tyree Pittman, and my office has filed charges against Mr. Pittman for that homicide that occurred back in May.
A 15-year-old girl who was literally just riding her scooter in downtown Grand Rapids is gunned down, and the family was devastated. Absolutely heartbreaking, absolutely tragic, absolutely avoidable. We are not going to be the city that tolerates one of our children getting murdered and not following through.
At Josiah's arraignment hearing, the judge read out his charges, but Josiah didn't seem concerned whatsoever. In fact, he seemed bored.
The crime is called homicide, murder, second degree, which in the state of Michigan is a life offense or any term of years. It is alleged that you did carry or have in your possession a firearm to with a handgun at the time you committed or attempted to commit a felony.
He pled not guilty to his charges and was denied bond. Although Josiah initially maintained his innocence, he later admitted to being the shooter and changed his plea to guilty. His sentencing took place on October 8th, 2025,
Damn,
6
he's
days
way
after his
older now.
20th
Nigga,
birthday.
hair
He had a
grew,
smirk
got
on his
bigger.
face as he sat down with his defense team. Lakaija's mom, Shakita Matheson, had the opportunity to speak to the court, and she urged the judge to hold her daughter's killer accountable.
Lakaija's death did not only take my daughter, it shook my entire family. My other children are grieving deeply and live in fear that the same thing might happen to them. I lost my son in 2011 to an unexplained death, and while the pain is unimaginable, the loss has been even harder to cope with my daughter. I hope the person responsible is held accountable for their actions. I share this not out of anger, but out of honesty, to make sure my daughter's life, my pain, our family's experience is truly heard and remembered. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
In response, Josiah's attorneys did everything they could to vouch for their client, explaining that Lakaija's death was the result of Josiah's trauma-filled upbringing.
Mr. Pittman is a person who was a child in our community, who was raised in this community, who was subjected to incredible difficulty as a young individual, as a young child. And he saw his parents being incarcerated. He saw days where he had no parent oversight. He was...
Man, shut the fuck up. I don't give a fuck, bro. I grew up with no father, just my mother being my mom and my father. I've seen several people in this world that are millionaires, nigga, that grew up with no parents, that are doing perfectly fine, that grew up in bad areas. I grew up in bad areas. Compton, nigga, all Bakersfield, all types of shit, bro. Nigga, what? Bro, come on now. If I tell y'all real shit, my life story, what? Everybody got a life story. That don't mean you gotta go up and shoot somebody for no fucking reason. I get these lawyers and these, you know, people have a job to defend their client. You feel me? Because they're getting paid. That's what their job is. That's what they do for a living. But this nigga killed a 15-year-old girl for no fucking reason. She was not the intended target. He seen his intended target. He seen all of them driving on scooters. So he upped his blick and shot for no fucking reason. He shot at all of them. Boom, 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 boom. Thinking he was going to hit his intended target, and he missed every single fucking bullet and hit an innocent bystander on a scooter. Nigga, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. This is another nigga that needs to get buried under the prison, bro. He already has no parole. Now he's about to get life. You're about to die in prison. You went in and got locked up at 18 years old, nigga. You're about to spend the rest of your fucking life in prison at 18. Imagine that, nigga. You're not even 21. You haven't even got the experience to go to the liquor store, show your fucking ID, and buy some alcohol. You lost all of that at 18. You're barely an adult, nigga. You're barely an adult. That's fucking crazy. Y'all didn't even think about
often
that,
moved
bro.
from home to home. When
Barely
you have
an
a young
adult.
child
You just
who
turned
is
18,
at a young age
nigga.
looking out his window and seeing a gunman
Like,
try to shoot
your
another
next year
person,
was
when you're
19.
having a young person who
Come on, gang.
knows that individuals
You're really
is
not
closely associated
officially
with
an
are
adult, you're
involved in gang
21.
violence and knows that
Like, come
because
on,
of his
bro.
connection to those individuals that he is a target, that he
none of
has in
this.
fact been targeted in the past. It created an immense trauma mindset, to be quite frank,
No,
and
nigga,
it created
denied.
a situation for Josiah where he felt he was in a constant threat of gun violence.
So how does it stop? How does the cycle, I mean, generation to generation, or at least in this case?
If you're just getting into jewelry, I always say start with the essentials.
Stops by locking
the
all
tennis,
of
the
them
Cuban,
up.
the rope.
Lock
These
them
chains
all
are.
up. Fuck.
Your Honor, I wish I had the answer. And
Same here.
And I think the reality is, I've known Mr. Pittman for a year now since he got arrested on this. And slowly, over time, he opened up. And the first ways that he opened up was showing profound remorse. Mr. Pittman's remorse is true.
Josiah was also asked if he had anything to say. He read the message he had written aloud, apologizing to Lakaja's family for his actions.
First, I want to apologize to the victim family for the sinful act that I committed.
Why is he smiling? He got a little smirk on his face.
Lakaja was not my intended target. I was wrong. None of the rest for letting the devil take control of my actions on that horrible day. I hope that Lakaja family and friends can find it in their heart to forgive me. I understand them fully if they refuse to do so, because forgiveness is the gift that I honestly do not.
My nigga, you walked into the courtroom smiling. You think I give a fuck about your message? What, nigga? Take that message and shove it up your ass and serve that life sentence fully, my nigga. What? Stop lying.
After taking everybody's statements into consideration, the judge handed down Josiah's sentence.
It's going to be the sentence of this court that you should be committed to the Michigan Department of Corrections to first serve the 2 years on a felony firearm. Consecutive to that charge, you will serve a minimum of 300 months to a maximum of 600 months in the Michigan Department of Corrections for the second-degree murder.
Josiah Tyree Pittman was sentenced to a minimum of 27 years and a maximum of 52 years in prison. For some reason, Josiah couldn't help but smile and laugh to himself for the rest of the hearing, a reaction that made his heartfelt apology.
Smile and laugh for the rest of the court sentence. So now the judge seen you smile. At first, he was going to hit you with that 27 years. So 27, who knows, he was been in there for a year, so now the nigga's 19. 27 years, he probably get out what? I got the math. I'm a little lit right now. I can't do that off the top of my head. I'm not going to lie to you. The nigga's 18, or 19 now, plus 27. That's 46 he would get out. Then it said the max was 52 or 54. I'm going to say 52. He's 19 plus 52. He wouldn't get out till he's 71. You're laughing right now in front of the judge. Hit that nigga with the full 52 so he don't get out till he's 71 years old. Nigga, 71? And you're 19? Nigga, that's 60 generations that's passed.
Feel much less sincere. He was taken to the Charles Eagler Reception and Guidance Center, where he currently resides. His earliest release date is in the year 2051, while his maximum discharge date is in the year 2076. Things will never be the same.
This nigga either gonna get out when he's 51 years old or 76 years old. My nigga, he gonna be cooked in prison. He's cooked.
For Lakaja's family. But
And
although her death
18.
has caused them
Imagine that.
indescribable pain, they
Imagine
continue to
that.
celebrate her life every day, reminding others of the special
Prayers to the
person she
family,
was.
Lakaja Williams' photo printed on a shirt her sister Limia Foster wears.
My baby. Shoot. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm sorry.
Memories are all that's left of her little sister.
My favorite memory with her is when I showed her my birth video and she just started gagging, like just gagging. But she came to the hospital with my baby. She would not hold my baby because she was like, it's too small. It's too small.
How old is
It's
she?
like almost not believable. You don't really believe it until you actually see the person, and it still
Y'all
is just
young
like
as hell having kids.
it feel like she gonna walk through the door anytime.
Lamia Foster says her sister loved basketball, all things fashion, and a good joke.
She was
Goofy.
goofy. That's what you could describe her as. She laughed at everything. She was a happy person, the happiest person I know. She made even the darkest times good.
Damn, bro. Prayers to the family, you know, and bury this nigga into the prison. Y'all let me know what y'all feeling about this situation. This is crazy. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch y'all in the next video.